The scientific method is called as the Flamen technique. If you read the same line over and over and over, that is not revision. I want all of you to quickly identify your focus time. When you solve enough of questions, you make mistakes. Next, identify the gaps in your knowledge, refine and simplify and your knowledge. So hello students, I hope all of you are doing great. So yesterday I was just watching and I was just reading all the comments of my previous video. First of all, amazing comments. Second of all, students, I saw this one comment there which popped up and it was already there in other videos also. That it says that how to revise, I am forgetting everything. So students, in this video, right, for all the students who are facing the same issue, how to revise very effectively, students. So in this video, I'll be teaching you exactly how you can revise, and also I'll be telling you a scientific method at the very end which will help you to change completely the way you revise, students. So if you're watching the video for the very first time, quickly smash your like button right now. This is Basawaraj, Sir, your biology master teacher, students. Now, first listener, I don't know who has listened to this, but it's very true. If you read the same line over and over and over, that is not revision. If you read the same line over and over and over, that is not revision. If you watch the same lecture, 10 times, 20 times, again, that is not revision. Why? Because students, if you are sitting in the examination hall and as a matter of fact, you are not able to remember that example, that answer, the diagram, then your method of revision is absolutely wrong. Because students, in the next 5 minutes, I will be teaching you 5 simple steps which will help you to revise better and remember better and remember everything you ever learned without any issue. Okay, students? So starting the video with the first thing which you need to know is, students, the power of asking questions. So ask questions. You might have realized in my every single class I ask you question. Why? Because that is called as active recall. Every single time I ask you a question, you end up thinking and the memory becomes stronger regarding that concept. So ask questions. So when you ask questions, you learn more, because asking question is free of cost. It doesn't charge anything. Okay. So ask questions, learn better, get the stronger memory. For example, you learn a concept. From that one concept, ask 10 questions to me and I will answer all of them in my class. Okay, students. So again, students, this asking question is not very limited to, only to me or your parents or teachers. You can ask these questions to yourself also, and you might end up learning something new. So ask questions to yourself also. Okay, students, the next thing is going to be, again, an example given here, students. The example here is, before just reading the entire thing 5 to 6 times, ask questions. Like, what was the inner member of mitochondria called as? Mitochondria has 2 membranes. Okay. Mitochondria has power of the cell. Why? Mitochondria has oxidative decarboxylation. Does it? Ask questions. So when you ask questions, you learn better, students. You learn better. Now, step number 2 is focus. What do I mean by that? Every single student has a different focus period. That is the ultimate attention you can give for a span of time. For example, students, some student might have focus time of 20 minutes. Some student might have a focus time of 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. This focus time varies from a student to student. So I would want all of you to identify your focus time. How much you can focus for a particular time, and in that time, set a small goal and achieve it. So students, again, I want all of you to quickly identify your focus time, and in that focus time, you need to be completely distracted free and ultimate focus, and best revision happens in that time. Let me tell you. Students, next thing is called as forgetting curve. This is very scientific thing, students. For example, this is your memory. Here is memory, number of days. Let's say you learned a concept at your day 1. By the time you go to day 3, day 4, the memory goes from 100% to 80 to 60 to 40. So as the days go, the memory becomes weaker and weaker and weaker. This is especially true for biology examples, chemistry reactions, physics formulas. So how do you overcome this? You can overcome this by a method called as repeated spaced repetition. Let me repeat again, students. This is called as the entire forgetting curve. The forgetting curve can be overcome by a simple method called as spaced repetition. What exactly do you do? For example, Let's take in biology. Day 1, you learned a concept in biology. Day 3, day 2, you learn something else. Let's say you learn chemistry day 2. Now, what about day 3, students? In day 3, again, you need to revise the concept one more time to make the memory stronger. Now, similarly, again, let's take day 7. In day 7, again, you need to revise the same concept again on day 7. That is called as space repetition. So, when you do the space repetition, you can overcome the memory curve. Okay, or you can overcome the forgetting curve, students. So, if you want to overcome the forgetting curve, you need to do the space repetition. That is the goal here. Now, students, step number 4 is called as passive learning. But passive learning doesn't mean just reading the same paragraph 10 times. No. There are alternatives for passive reading. For example, flashcards. For example, short notes. Learn from diagrams. Learn from your formula sheets. So use this other form of passive method rather than just reading the same concept 10 times. No, it doesn't work like that. So do the passive reading here. The passive reading, students. Now, last but the final step is going to be learn from mistakes, students, because when you solve questions, when you solve enough of questions, you make mistakes. You make mistakes. When you solve enough of questions, you make mistakes. Let me tell you right now, listen to these golden words. Make as many mistakes as possible in mock, in the class, after the class. Because the more mistakes you do right now, the less mistakes you will do in examination. I'll repeat again, students. The more mistakes you do all the mistakes possible right now, so that you do not do any mistake in the examination. That is supposed to be your goal. That is what I mean by learn from your mistakes. So do the mistakes now so that you do not have any mistakes in the examination. Now, students, here is the scientific method which I told you in the starting. The scientific method is called as the Flayman technique. What do you mean by that? Step 1, teach. First step, choose a concept here. Let's take you want to explain someone cell division, mitosis or meiosis. Step number 2, teach it to someone. What do you mean by that? You can teach it to someone or rather teach it to yourself. The whole point of Flayman technique is to you to become a teacher and try to teach the concept. Why? Because when you try to teach someone, your dog, cat, parent, anyone or yourself, you cannot lie, or when you are not able to teach someone, you know exactly what you do not know. For example, if you're trying to teach mitosis to someone and you're stuck in point, you're not able to explain prophase very well, you're not able to explain metaphase very well, it means you do not know the concept. It means you cannot cheat yourself also there. So when you try to teach someone, you know exactly where you're going wrong. That is the trick behind Flayman technique. Next, identify the gaps in your knowledge, refine and simplify and your knowledge. So it's a very simple technique, but very, very, very effective technique, students. Now, these are all the techniques which I told you: forgetting curve, space repetition, right? Active recall, asking questions, as well as the final Flayman technique. So, if you have a technique which helps you, let me know in the comment section, and let me know in the comment section, students. Let me know without fail how this video was, if it was useful to you, or in any other topic which you need help in. I will reply and I'll make a video on that topic. So again, students, let me know in the comment section which is the next video which you want, and I'll make it happen. It could be any topic. Okay, students. So I will see you in my next class, students. Until then, take care, bye bye. And here is a small thing for all of you. Okay, so bye bye, students.